Hey guys, today we're going to talk about target date funds. It's something I think gets overlooked a lot, and for a lot of people I think it's a good option. As long as you can keep your fees low, they can be a good option for you. Let me give you a few examples. First of all, what is a target date fund? Target date fund, or what is also called a glide path fund, is a fund that basically has a mix of stocks, bonds, and sometimes cash. So what you do when you pick a target date fund is basically you pick usually you'll find them in 5 or 10 year increments in your plans. So let's say I'm 30 years old and I'm going to retire in 35 years. I could pick a target date 2055 fund, and the way it works is right now it's going to be mostly aggressive, more in stocks, right? And as I get closer to my retirement age, it becomes more and more conservative, because obviously as we get closer to retirement, we don't want to lose all our money. Now, why is it a good option? Well, think about the people who really aren't into worrying about their investments. They just want to invest. They don't want to worry about rebalancing. They don't want to worry about checking it on a regular basis. They just want to put money away and let it do its thing. Target date funds are perfect for that because, as I said, they automatically rebalance themselves, and as you get closer to retirement, they get more conservative. You don't have to do anything. It's on autopilot. Let's say you just starting a new job and they offer a 401k and you get a match. So you go sit down with your HR, you decide you're going to start the 401k, and you're looking at all the things. You got a list and there's 28 options on there. And you're like, oh my gosh, what do I pick? Most people don't know. Now, depending on where you're at, you might pick a simple S&P 500 fund. Then you have your stocks, but you don't have any bonds. What if you want to have it all and just not worry about it? You scroll down to the bottom. Usually the target date funds are at the bottom, and you'll see them called Target Retirement Fund, Target Date Fund. If it's Fidelity, you have the Fidelity Freedom Funds. Every company has a little name for them, but basically they're the same thing. And usually you can tell where they are because they end with the date: 2040, 2045, 2050, 2055, etc. Now, do you automatically decide that because I'm retiring in 2050, that's the fund that's right for me? You have to ask yourself how aggressive you want to be invested. Take the time to look at the perspective for each one. Just because you have a 2055 fund with Fidelity, it may not be exactly the same as a 2055 fund with another company. And I'm not singling out any companies here, you guys. Read the prospectus. If you're a more conservative investor, you're more risk averse, you don't want to risk as much, maybe you pick a number that's younger. Maybe you pick a 2035 or a 2040 fund. You don't have to use the number when you retire. You have to understand that as it gets closer to that number, it's going to get more conservative. So if you started with a 2035, for example, it's already going to be a lot more conservative than a 2055 fund. That may be 90% stocks, 10% bonds, where a 2035 fund might be 60% stocks and 40% bonds. And again, they're a little bit different, so you have to read the prospectus for each fund before you make the decision. Now, what if all you have is a Roth IRA? It's a simple way. Vanguard Target Retirement Funds, you can start with $1,000. $1,000 buy-in, it does all the work for you. You just put money in. If the stock market goes up or down, it's going to automatically rebalance for you. You don't have to worry about doing that for yourself. It's simple. My wife, for example, hates to talk about finances. She hates all the investing stuff. Now, I do all of our investing, so it's not a problem. And as I told you, we keep all of our portfolio as one. But let's say she was single and she didn't want to deal with it. She just wanted to be able to invest and have money taken care of for her retirement. It would be a perfect option for her. Now, one thing we always talk about is fees, you guys. I'm huge on fees. Fees will kill your returns. You have to keep a mind on fees. Now, Depending on what your workplace plan is, obviously you're going to be limited as far as what you can do. But for the most part, you should be able to find a target date fund somewhere between an expense ratio of about 0.2 and about 0.4 to 0.5. If it's over 0.5, you guys, find a cheaper fund. Now, if you go to if you're talking about investing in an IRA, say at Fidelity or Vanguard, then you can get a lot lower costs. You can get them at the 0.12 to about 0.15 range. So you're going to save yourself a lot of money on fees over the lifetime of the fund. Now, is the target date fund for everyone? Of course not. Nothing in investing is for everyone. Everybody is an individual and everybody's situation is different. I say this every week. So for some people, the target date fund could be a simple option that they don't have to worry about. They simply set it and forget it. Keep putting money in, it keeps investing, it rebalances itself. Simple. For people like a hands-on approach, it's a pretty boring way. Let's say your spouse picks the target date fund, but you have all your stuff broken down in individual funds. It can make rebalancing a little bit harder. So it's not right for everyone. But for the right person or the right family, it could be a simple way to invest your money that you can set and forget. All right, you guys, I hope you got something out of this. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel. My name is Brad, and I try to make at least 1 or 2 videos a week. As long as you guys keep watching them, I'm going to keep making content. So we'll see you out there.